Oh, yeah. We ready to go. It's your boy G. Bush. Back in the barbershop, ready to go. We got a lot to talk about right now. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown, you thought you had you one. You thought you had you one of those, didn't you? Oh, you got to be faster than that. You got to be quicker. We're going to get into this conversation, man. Donovan Mitchell showed up. We're going to get into this Cavs talk. We got a bunch of stuff to get to. The Browns report cards is out there out here taking L's again. Cleveland Browns can't stay out their own way. They taking L's on a report card. We'll talk about that coming up. And we will get to the NFL Combine. The men running around in underwear. The dudes that's running around here that's about to get the bags of money because they're running fast. We'll talk about the quarterbacks. We're going to do a little speed dating with the quarterbacks. All the quarterbacks talk. We'll talk about that specifically when it comes to the Browns. And then we'll get into somebody, the most, I would think the most polarizing guy in the draft, Travis Hunter. I'm going to ask you, where would you play him at? Where would you play Travis Hunter at? Would you play him at receiver, cornerback? We'll talk about why he could play both, and we'll get a little insight to a lot of stuff. We got a very interesting show for you, and we're going to be all ready to go, and we'll be back right here on The Barbershop. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. As we talked about it before, Cleveland Cavaliers, slow clap. So slow clap for the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. And this is what I'm talking about. This is playoff basketball. This is I have not been this excited about a Cavs team since the 16 team, the championship team. And we got all the pageantry, we got all the smoke ready to go. And I was super excited. Where you at, Big Perk? Big Perk. You was talking spicy at halftime. You and a lot of cats on the NBA show, the live show was talking super spicy. Talking about we getting our ass handed to us and all this nonsense, bro. You listen, I know you played for the Celtics, right? And I know how you feel about the situation, but you was talking reckless. And the thing about the Celtics is, see the Boston Celtics, I've always given you your props. I've given you a certain level of cachet out here because I do believe in that. When you are the champions, you get a lot of things that come with that. And you get the respect to say, you ain't the champs until you beat the champs. And the Celtics have gone through a lot of iterations of their roster, and Tatum and Brown finally got it done last year. But guess what? You guys still feel inferior for some reason. Jaylen Brown is looking around like, man, I didn't even make the Olympic team. Still salty about that a little bit. And your boy who did make it, Jason Tatum, he was on the bench for most of that. He was posted up for most of that. Was he not? He was not mad that he did not get the level of playing time that he thought he deserved. And then they come off the gold medal. They come into the season, and Jason Tatum is in his bag again. He's like, I deserve to be the face of the league. I am the face of the league. And everybody keep being like, like Jay-Z say, we don't believe you. You need more people. No one said Jason Tatum is the face of the league. And he's salty about that. He is salty about the fact that he feels like, I'm not getting that Steph love. I'm not getting that KD love. Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers, and he out there with Bron. I'm not getting none of these championship loves. They trying to treat me. They try to treat me like we the stepchildren in the NBA right now. Well, guess what? He brought that energy. He brought that energy into the game, and let's talk about it. Brought that energy into the game. Let's get to this first clip. We got the clips to talk about it. Let's get to it. This is how they thought they was gonna get the Cavs up out of here.
5-3.
Oh, what you say?
What y'all say? Win, and this one a signature victory for them after trailing by 22. Come back and beat the Celtics.
That's how it went down, fam. That's how it went down. See, get up out of here. You read his lips. You read his lips. You know what he was talking about. You see him. They have been. This is what premeditated. It was a premeditated celebration. You saw Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown come out here with both the hand motion. Get him up out of here. You know what he said. I'm not getting demonetized for saying it. Get him up out of here. Let me run that back again. We're going to read this again.
Tatum a three. Bang! What a start. It's 25-3.
Okay.
Their ninth straight win, and this one a signature victory for them. After trailing by 22, come back and beat the Celtics.
Nah, bro. You keep the same energy. Keep that same energy, bro. Where was all that? Get them out of here. Keep that same energy with me. It wasn't none of that at the end of the game. It was daps and hugs. You out here looking like Drake. You annoyed like Drake right now. You got your wavy beard. Got your pretty bangs out and everything. You got your wet and wavy down here. Hey, bro, you look good. I ain't gonna lie. You look like an R&B thug. You are doing your thing. You got all the tats. Boy, look, man. You killing it when you go out there, man. On the side of that Duke X curl box, you doing it, Tatum. But where's all that energy at? Where all that energy at? Oh, by the way, if y'all want to know what's up with the national media, you know what's up with the national media. You know how they giving it up. They better get in line.
Because the Celtics, they led by as many as 17 points in the third quarter. Shanae, then the Cavaliers closed this game on a 53-31 run here. Of course, they were paced by Donovan Mitchell, 41 points in this one. Evan Mobley, though, also huge in the fourth quarter.
I love it. It was not a perfect game for Evan Mobley, but they had heart, and we saw it from all of their players. Donovan Mitchell got a big dunk. And what did he do? He turned and he looked at his bench and he flexed. This is the play right here. Huge. And everyone's out of their seats. He turns to his squad and says, yes, we have to compete. After that, Darius Garland got downhill, was aggressive. Of course, Evan Mobley, what a fantastic fourth quarter for him. 11 points, 8 rebounds. Did not play perfect, but he had the heart of a champion. I love what I saw from the Cavaliers.
Were you at Perk?
We lost our bet. We were wrong.
No, yeah, we were wrong. But look, let me say this. That was a brawl for it all. And I think psychologically that was a great win and an important win for the Cavs. But I look at their bench, right? I look at Ty Jerome. I look at DeAndre Hunter, the minutes that they provided, the energy that they provided. And Kenny Atkinson, he coached his behind off.
Absolutely.
Those lineups and those throwing in, mixing up the zone coverages and stuff, that was a beautiful thing to see. Shout out to the Cavs.
I do think we need to highlight, yes, the bench, but Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland in this one.
Well, Garland showed up a little bit, but Donovan Mitchell was the story. I mean, the brother was absolutely spectacular. A star is in Cleveland. His name is Donovan Mitchell. And as I said, because I know I said it because I was there when I said it, the Cleveland Cavaliers are the #1 threat to the reigning champion Boston Celtics. They showed up in Boston tonight and proved it. Period.
I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but let's not act like they wasn't missing 2 key players.
The 2 key starters that was there were supposed to be there were there.
Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday makes all the difference in the world. But kudos to the Cavs.
Well, now the regular season is split between these two teams, and we certainly hope we get to see this matchup in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
No, Big Perk. No, Big Perk. You don't get – no, where was that energy? You wasn't saying that at halftime. You was not saying that at halftime. Oh, listen, get these boys out. Jason Tatum is the coldest dude ever to play. He's the coldest to ever play. Let's get into these. Where am I at? This is wild to me. This is crazy to me. When we talking about this situation, and you give them an opportunity to talk about Tatum and Brown. And listen, but don't get it twisted. I do a lot of funny jokes and ha. Jason Tatum and Brown is nice. And when they do have Porzingis, that's a different type of energy. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of ball player. So here's what we're going to do. Let's get into this box score real quick. let's get into this box score. Let me upload this real quick. Let's get to this. We're going to upload the Celtics one too. But under no circumstances are we going to start giving them guys reprieves, because when y'all was smoking us 22 points and it looked like y'all had threw that haymaker, it looked like we was dead out here. But the reality of this situation is this, man. Y'all should have had us dead. We should have been gone. The problem with Tatum and Brown is this. Y'all getting a lot of my turn, your turn. My turn to pound the rock, shoot these threes. Your turn to pound the rock, shoot these threes. What you found out is that you're going to have a bench as well. You got to have a bench. You got to have somebody that can get you some buckets. And the Celtics got a bench. Don't get it twisted. They got some of those guys coming off the bench, but we're going to get to this box score though too, and show what really popped off. Let's get to this. Here we go. Let me take this down. Boom. All right, here we go. You take a look at the box score, right? You take a look what the Cavs was able to do, and we're gonna extract this out a little bit something, because coming up, I got something that we got to talk about, because the Cavs almost fumbled the bag in this game. The Cavs almost fumbled the bag. Like they came out and they got beat was getting the brakes beat off of them. And I was trying to tell Cavs fans this since the beginning of the year. Stop playing around with this lineup. And we're going to get to some clips from that. But first, let's get to this. I want you to look down here. Let me show you something. This is what I'm talking about right here. When you look at it, Evan Mobley started the game, and he started the game slow. Down the stretch, Evan Mobley hit back-to-back threes that was big time. This is what I'm talking about. If you get Evan Mobley that's going to be able to hit those threes when it counts, when all the chips is down, and he hadn't shot the ball well, he hadn't played that well. But Evan Mobley was one of those guys that spearheaded it and was one of those guys that really put the team on his back and kept that pushing. Let's get to the scorecard. Hey, Jared Allen, bro. Hey, Jared Allen. This wasn't your best work, cuz. This was not your best work. You had the cowardly lion look on again. Your afro wasn't as voluminous as it is. I didn't see a lot of energy. You was kind of looking around. Now, granted, they put you in a lot of bad situations because they had you out there on that pick and roll getting stretched out, pause, because they was out there giving you that work. You're not supposed to be switching off on Tatum. And you just happen to catch the brunt of that heat, that fire that he had early in the game. And you picked up some fouls because people was getting beat off the dribble. But Jared Allen, you can't come out here, listen, 10 and 4. You can't have 10 points and 4 rebounds, sir. Can't have it. Darius Garland, they was putting you in the mixture earlier too. You kept getting switched off. They found you everywhere you wanted to be. They found you. Now, come on back over here. Green, we're gonna give you that work too. But here's the thing I will give against Darius Garland. If you're gonna be a small type guard and they're gonna try to victimize you, the best thing that you can do is go right back at them. And I'll take Darius Garland giving me 20. I know he was a -17 on the plus minus, but before we've dealt with this situation when it comes to Darius Garland, where they still victimize him on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, he's not giving us nothing. He hit some big shots late. I'm happy to see that he was in the mix. I like to see that. Okay. Let's get to we got to the most of the starters. We're getting to the starters. We're rolling through. Donovan Mitchell. We already knew you was a superstar in Cleveland. We've been knew that. We don't need Stephen A. Smith to tell us that. I'm glad that you understood the moment. Jason Tatum was out here giving everybody buckets. He hit you with a haymaker. He tried to get you up out of here. The Celtics wanted to prove a point. They just came off a loss to the Detroit Pistons. They was coming out here to show you that this is what champions do. This is our home court. We're going to get y'all up out of here. And you realize, hold on, my team ain't got it in third and the fourth. And what you do? You put the cape on. All of that deferring, all of that getting guys open, all of that getting people in the mix and moving in. You gotta, he's taking a step back and no. This was a playoff atmosphere. This was playoff basketball. We do not have time to be figuring it out. And you got to keep your team in the game as a superstar, right? You got to keep them afloat until they figure it out. I used to get mad at LeBron about that early in his career. He figured out later in his career, yeah, I want to defer to some of the Sasha Pavloviches, and I want to get guys open and started. You do that at home. At the crib, your role players is going to play a lot better. You could count on them to knock it down a few shots. But when you on that, when you on the road, you in the Garden, and they come out and they up 22, 23 points, crowd going crazy, they can't miss a shot, you're going to have to put the cape on, and you did that. 13 of 26, 5 of 12 from three-point, 10 of 11 from the line. Come on now, 41 points, 5 assists. Come on now. And every time they needed a bucket, they gave him one. We're gonna skip this next guy. We're gonna skip him. We're gonna skip Max Strus. We're gonna skip you. We got a whole segment for you. Got a whole segment for you, just so you hang tight right there. We'll come back to you. Dean Wade. Okay, peanut butter. A Vanilla Wolf. The Vanilla Wolf, he gave me something. You know what he gave me? He gave me length. He gave me athleticism. He hit a 3. Look at his plus minus. I like that plus 12. Love the plus 12. He only had 5 points. But guess what? That sometimes it's strong defense. Sometimes that's what you need. That's all you need to go. Isaac Okoro, come on in here. Look, you didn't shoot the ball really well, but I like the physicality that you was giving. For the minutes you gave me, 2 of 4, you hit 1 3, rattled it in the corner. Look at his plus minus. Had 5 points plus 3. Ty Jerome. This is what I'm talking about. Ty Jerome low-key kept these fellas in the game. In that second quarter, when it was getting ugly, when they started clawing back, Ty Jerome kept these dudes in the game. Kept them in the game. He was 3 of 10, but he did hit 2 threes, 4 rebounds, some assists. But look at his plus minus. Plus 34. These are the type of efforts that you're going to need. And even Sam Merrill. I like Sam Merrill's fight. Sam Merrill, listen, I call him and Dean Wade the Backstreet Boys. Everybody, yeah, rock your body. Yeah, Backstreet Boys was in there. Backstreet's back, all right. Yeah, they was rolling. Everybody was rolling. Everybody was doing their thing. Let me get this down. Everybody, but for y'all that's just in here just right now. For y'all that's in here just now. Let me show you something. This is how the game really got down. Let me take this down. I don't want to see this no more. Yeah, we're gonna remove that. Let me throw them slides up here. Where's yeah, throw that Celtics box score. We don't care. See, let's throw this up here. This is how it started. This is how it ended.
Tatum a 3. Bang! What a start. It's 25 to 3.
Can't play this enough.
Their 9th straight win, and this one a signature victory for them. After trailing by 22, come back and beat the Celtics.
I can't play that enough. Quiet as a church mouse in there. Quiet as a church mouse in there. This was, hey, Doris Burke too. Hey, Doris, I like you. You was doing a lot. Doris, you was doing a lot during that game. I mean, Jason Tatum, bro, she was critiquing the shots. I mean, Tatum is levitating. I'm like, man, Tatum, he's now one of the founding fathers of the Old Testament. No, he's not that nice, Doris. Like y'all had to have you had to have my man Richard Jefferson just be like, y'all got to pump your brakes. I know y'all like the Celtics, but I played for the Cavs. Stop playing around. It was wild. I'm like, Doris Burke, when did you get? I didn't ever know you was this excitable. This was crazy. Where we at? Let's throw this in here. Oh, let's get to this. What's the name box score? 1,100 people in here, wherever you at. I appreciate you pulling up on your boy. You know what we do at the barbershop. Hit the like button wherever you at. We're going to get to some super chats as well. We're going to get to some super chats. Matter of fact, let me throw my super chat question number 1 out there. You know, we doing this for the people, man. Let's throw this out here. Super chat question. Number 1, available right now. We're going to get to your questions and your comments here really quickly. We're about a half hour in. We rocking and rolling. Super chat question 1. Are the Cavs now the team to beat? It's simple. A lot of y'all been asking to wait. A lot of y'all been saying, well, G. Bush, man, they ain't beat Boston and Boston. Well, G. Bush, man, we playing these teams. We ain't seen nobody give us a punch in the face yet. We ain't seen Atkinson have to pull some stuff and work with some maneuver and do some things. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go with the Celtics. You know, I don't know. I'm saying I get that Porzingis wasn't there. And I get the fact that Drew Holiday wasn't playing, but that's on them. That's on them. We had people that wasn't in the game. Y'all should have killed us and got us up out of this, the spot when y'all should have. We was already losing. Super chat. Will we come back and get all the super chats? We'll get all your rest of your comments as well. Let's get to this. Let's look at this really quickly before we get to some of the comments. Then I want to get back to one of these dudes. I remember I told you, Max Strus, I ain't forgot about you. Don't you think you slid? You didn't slide. G. Bush is coming back to talk about that. Let's look at it. 123, 116. Take a look what the Cavs defense was able to do. Look at this. Look at them outscore one of the best scoring teams and shooting teams in the third quarter. Held them to 24 points in the third quarter. Held them to 18 points in the fourth quarter. And this is the problem with the Celtics. This is the problem with the Celtics. You look at your boy Jason Tatum. 19 of 37. That's cool. That's what's up. 4 of 12 from three-point arc. And I think he hit about three of them threes in the first, 5 minutes of the game when they was blowing us out? 4 of 12 from 3, bro. He had a great game. 4 of 12 from 3, 41 points, 16 rebounds, 9 assists, right? Yeah, 46 doggone points. Let's go down to Jaylen Brown. This man had a great game too. 13 of 24. He was 4 of 6 from the three-point arc. He had a down shooting year so far. But look what he did. 37 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. But you look at the plus minus a little bit. He was a +5. Jaylen Brown was a +10. Look at the rest of your squad. Look at the rest of the people. Sam Hauser, you got 6. Al Horford, you got 5. Derek White, who is usually one of their, I think probably their fourth scorer if you got Porzingis in there. He had 16 points. That was cool. But look at that bench scoring. Look at it. Look at it. Your boy Pritchard, 6 points. The rest of the guys, Cornette didn't even play. He played 19 minutes, didn't give you nothing. He was -26. Peyton Pritchard minus 36. This is the thing that you have to remember with the Celtics. The Celtics got 2 great players, but when they take L's, it's my turn, your turn. You ended up with a guy with 46 points and 37 points. And you got smoked. You lost the game going away a little bit. And so, granted, now don't twist G. Bush's words. Don't you tell G. Bush that I disrespected the Celtics and blah, blah, blah. Celtics is a good basketball team. They are a different team when you do got Drew Holiday and you got Porzingis. But here's the facts. We're not worried about that. We're worried about getting games that we can get right now. And we got the games that counted, which was yesterday. We'll take that. We've zipped up home court. That was basically a 2-game swing right there. It's going to be probably impossible for them to come back. And that's the one thing we want to have. People say it's not a game, it's not a series to a road team wins a game. Sometimes it don't end up like that. You want every advantage you can get. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I need that. Do what you need to do. And I love the fact that if the Cavs can hold home court, they can go to the finals. I love that. That's what I'm talking about. And Kenny Atkinson, I like the fact that you played this game and you said it mattered when it did matter. You said it mattered when it did matter. Let me go ahead and get this up out of here. And we're going to get to your comments. Move this from studio. We're going to get to your comments. We don't forget, we got some stuff coming up here. 1,200 people in here. We appreciate you guys, man. Let's get to your comments. Let's get to them. Where you at? Where you at? Here we got a lot of them, man. We got a lot of them, man. Let me see. We got a lot of Cavs. Go Cavs, man. JT Humphries. We got a lot of people in here. We got a lot of cats ready to go, man. What's up, man? How y'all feeling, man? They fumbled the bag. They got humbled a little bit too early. Wake up and watch the replay on FanDuel. Cavs winning the championship this season. Let them know. Hashtag Cavs. What's goody, G. Bush? We in here, man. We ready to go. Donovan Mitchell is the best in the NBA to watch. By the way, I feel LeBron. The NBA old heads are haters, aging haters, skill of the game all off the chains. Nobody trying to watch down low play. Listen, by the way, I'm gonna get to this too. These old dudes, listen, it hurt my heart to see some of these old heads, some of my OGs out here sullying the game, disrespecting the game. I couldn't believe Tim Hardaway. Not Tim Hardaway hating. Oh, I gotta go with. I mean, no disrespect, but they putting Kobe over LeBron now, bro. And I get it, man. Just say what y'all old heads should say is, listen, I played with LeBron, and for me, that's the best I played, and I like his game. I like Jordan's game. I played with him. I like that era. I'm from that era. Like I can't tell you that the Concord Jays ain't the best ones when the Jordan ones come out. If you from that era, the ones go with everything. I just got to say it's a preference. You know what I'm saying? Jordans, I can't say the Concords is killing the ones. It's a preference thing. Y'all need to learn how to get to that, because I'm going to just tell you like this. You can't have all the stats. You can't play all the minutes in number one in regular season minutes, number one in postseason minutes, number one in postseason scoring, number one all-time scoring. You're going to end up fourth all-time in assists. You're going to end up do you know that LeBron has more rebounds than David Robinson, Dennis Rodman, and Patrick Ewing? Do you know he has more steals than Scottie Pippen and Gary Payton? He has more assists than Magic Johnson, and he scored more points than Kobe and Jordan. That's wild. He has more. He has the second most three-pointers made in the playoffs, besides Steph Curry. What stat don't he own? He'd have been like a 30-time All-Star. These guys are crazy. Hey, these old heads, man. Old heads. Let's get to it. Hey, we on that 9 straight game winning streak. What's the call-in number? See, we can't do no call-in number. Here's the reason why. People do ask me this all the time. They ask me, G. Bush, why is it we don't have call-in lines? I said, the reason you don't have call-in lines is because this is completely live. So this is streaming live on UCSS. So if you're on UCSS, hello, how you doing out there on UCSS? We appreciate you. If you're in the barbershop, what's up? How you doing? If you're on Twitter, what's good, man? If you're on Facebook. So if somebody gets on the internet and somebody decides to call in and we take a call and somebody says a really bad word, like I could get banned on Twitter, I can get banned on Facebook, I could get banned on UCSS, which that's not even my whole account, and I could get my personal account took down. So here's how we play it. You can communicate with me. I got Twitter questions. I put questions out there. Super Chat is available. I read all Super Chats first. I'm going to read them first, right? So if that's your way of calling, hey, listen, and even with that being said, even if you ain't got the Super Chat, don't trip on the Super Chat. Hey, likes is free. just share. That's free. That's the interaction. But I can't do it because it's too tough. People, and there's too many trolls out here. Speaking of, here's a super chat right here. I really hope that in the playoffs we don't switch. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat, the $1.99 super chat. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't like the switching. Maybe they got another one, but the way that they are switching on these pick and rolls, it's gonna be very difficult for the Cleveland Cavs to deal with that. Because just think, this wasn't with Porzingis. You see the way the Tatum and Brown was bullying us with Darius Garland to start with. And it compounds the issue with Max Strus. We're going to get to that too. You thought I was playing around? R-Mac Dog, I appreciate you. G-Bush, the Cavs can't play 3 guards. Small ball against the C's. Strus played 21 minutes, scored 2 points. This minute should have been for Wade, Jerome Hunter. Wade or Hunter should be starting. Thank you, R-Mac Dog. Maybe you're part of the people that understand what the game needs. Maybe you're part of the people that be understanding certain things. And on the barbershop, we always tell you guys, please come up with your own thoughts. Please come up with your own thoughts and ideas. Let's go back to this situation so we can understand. And you set me right up. Cavs learned a very valuable lesson. Max Strus played. Let me get this ticker off because I need to make a very big point here. Because I'm tired of people acting like I'm G. Bush, you're just so over the top. You make everything seem like it's that bad and you just need to calm down a little bit. No. I be kicking facts. Max Strus scored 2 points in 21 minutes, and I've been telling you this for weeks and months. And just by the way, where's McNuggets at? I hope he in here. Where he at? Where Tyvus at? Where they at? This is the thing called the internet. And the internet allows for these receipts to come back. And I'm the receipt guy. Remember when I told y'all about this on UCSS? Remember I told you this? Let me see if this sparks this sparks your memory.
You will need to use DeAndre Hunter more tonight just for Franz, because if you don't, he could go for 27, 28 points.
The only reason DeAndre Hunter ain't playing right now is in the starting lineup is because they're trying to massage the shoulders of Max Strus. They don't want to do him like that. You know, his boys is out of here. They got rid of Niang and Karis LeVert. He been starting since he came back. Now you trade the dude. He come in and get all the minutes. I got to come off the bench. So look, if they're trying to just slow play this thing and say, okay, listen, we're going to keep that Max Strus start. But as we get closer and closer to that date where we got to start playing playoff basketball, where you're going to see lineups like this, and you're going to see guys that are dynamic on the wings, you no longer have the luxury of saying we're just going to massage your shoulders, because you in playoffs every possession counts. So you can say, oh, it's about who ends the game. No, it's not. It's about stopping people every possession if you can. And DeAndre Hunter in the starting lineup gives you the best opportunity to punch one of those teams in the mouth and not let people get going.
So you think Hunter's eventually going to be in the starting lineup?
Yes,
I don't.
I don't either. Mike, what do you think?
I think it's about who they play. I think it's about the matchup. If it's the Celtics, 100% he's in the starting lineup. If it's Milwaukee, no.
I need him to be, and the reason I think so is this. I get that you want Strus to be in their lineup, but ask yourself, what does Max Strus do better than Hunter?
Shoot.
That's not true.
It's not?
No. Look at the 3-point splits.
There are things he does better, but it's shooting. I would say it's different level of shooting, but they're pretty similar in terms of shooting.
Flow of the offense.
It's a push.
Flow of the offense.
What does that mean?
Like
Tyvus is right.
He in rhythm. Like he knows how to run the sets and do all that, go through the screens.
So
that's his game.
That's experience. So he's been in the system playing with these dudes for years.
Listen, stop trying to put Hunter in the start line. It is fine. First of all, the starting lineup is overrated. Strus is gonna play the first 3 to 4 minutes. Boom, they're gonna call timeout. Hunter's gonna come in the game, and there it is.
Here, let me tell you.
And on top of that, you got a natural chemistry with Ty Jerome. Obviously, those two out there together, it's been great. Why would you mess that up?
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna get to this. Don't act like
the star lineup is overrated in the NBA.
Do not act like this is my problem. Y'all ain't got you have no choice to come out here and be like, oh, we're better than the Celtics, but we're not playing all the best people. Stop it. If you want to beat the Celtics, you better get your mind ready now.
Wait a minute. Before you go, I said against the Celtics, he's in the start lineup. I said it depends. It depends on who they play.
Well, Mike, let me ask you this.
There we go.
So G thinks Hunter's going to be in the starting lineup for the playoff.
See, listen. Let me get back to this. Is the problem with y'all, bro? Y'all think because I say it in a specific way, or I say it in a way and it be funny a little bit, that I don't know what I be talking about. I'll be like, let me tell you what happened yesterday is exactly what I told you it was going to happen. Do I need to get this back? Do I need to get this back? Yeah, we need to show you let's show him. Let's show him what happened yesterday, G. Bush.
Tatum a three. What a start! It's 25-3.
That's what happened. That's what happens when you roll Max Strus out there. 25-3. What did I tell you earlier? I told you earlier. I said, listen, when you're playing in the playoffs, you cannot be bringing out 6'1" Donovan Mitchell, 6'1", 6'2" Darius Garland, and 6'3", 6'4" Max Strus and play him against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You see what they was doing? You too small. They was putting y'all in a pick and roll, and he's scrambling and looking around. Which way did he go? Which way did he go, George? For what? See, that's the problem with y'all. You learned a valuable lesson. And look at the little small words down there. It doesn't matter who starts the game, only who finishes it. No, my good sir. Because what you have when you have superstars, when you let a superstar get comfortable, when you let a superstar get in his bag and he starts seeing that ball fall down early, you're in for a long night. Now his step back is falling. Now he's getting the calls at the rim. Now he's getting every roll. Now his energy is up. Now his defensive prowess is there. And you did that all why? Because you want Max Strus to start? What did you get Hunter for? You traded Karis LeVert and Niang to get Hunter. He's averaging 19 off the bench. And let me go back. I told you I was going to bring it back. Let me look at the splits. I told you I was bringing it back. I bring the receipts. Y'all better start using this internet like G. Bush use it. The receipts is hot and on fire. 1,480 people in here. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. I told you I was coming back to this. Where you at? Let me find you. No, that was the Celtics. Let me take you. Don't worry. I got you. That was the Celtics box score. Don't worry about it. Got the sheets of integrity. Cavs box score. There we go. Max Strus in the starting lineup. Tyvis tells me, stop trying to take Max Strus out the lineup. And I've been trying to take him out. And he better learn, because guess what? In the playoffs, this could have been the L. 22 minutes. 1 of 3. 0 of 2 from the three-point line. He's a better shooter than DeAndre Hunter. No, McNuggets, he's not. Just because he looks like he might be a better shooter doesn't mean anything. This is, nah. DeAndre Hunter, 3 of 3 from the three-point line, 4 of 6, 29 minutes, 5 rebounds, plus minus 21. Come on, man. This is easy money. Easy money. You make the move, but you still trying to, and I heard Jason Lloyd say this plenty of times. Well, gee, they kind of promised Max he was going to start. Bro, that was years ago. We promised you was going to start at the iteration. Today's price ain't the same as yesterday's price. Max, You came when you was riding high off a finals appearance with the Heat. You wasn't starting with the Heat. Now you get here, it's the Cavs. I'm supposed to start. Nah, bro. Come on, dog. Listen, we ain't got time for no feelings, bro. If we have feelings, George Niang and Karis LeVert will still be here. Kenny Atkinson, this game could have been in the playoffs. This could have been totally different. And you can't give games away in the playoffs. So for everybody that wants to think that you're going to start 6'3" Max Strus on Jason Tatum, here's what happens: 41. You want to play him on you want to keep playing? You want to play him on Brown? 37. This was light. When Porzingis is in the game, Drew Holiday 6'4", playing around. See, this is the thing, and I don't want to hear nobody in the chat. Well, see, this is what you don't like because we won a game and you're just nitpicking. We can't have anything nice. We ain't talking about this. This is championship level. Listen, it's time to elevate the Cavs talk to championship levels. We're going to critique them each and every game because that's what the standard is. We trying to win at the highest level. We're not talking about citizenship awards. All the citizenship guys, get to the back of the bus. This is what happens when you want expectations. When we want to laugh and be like, why aren't we on national TV? Why Kendrick Perkins saying dumb stuff? Why they disrespecting the Cavs? When you got the best record, it's gonna be some circumstances that we got to get to. We're gonna talk about them. But all this Max Strus stuff, no. DeAndre Hunter needs to be starting, and you cannot give people an open invitation to get hot just because you want to start somebody. That's the biggest lie in the game. It doesn't matter who starts. It's overrated. That's that basketball jargon. That'll get you beat. Tatum came out there was not playing with y'all. Let that happen in the playoffs. I'm just saying. 1,580 people here. We appreciate y'all, man. We're moving the numbers up. We're about to get back to you. Your comment. Let's get to this one. I want to throw my another super chat question out there. It is available. Throw it out here. Boom. Let me get to this. Super chat question. Remember, the first one. Are the Cavs a team to beat? I don't want no fence rider. I need somebody to say yes or no. Don't be fence riding. Why is he starting? You just let me know. Can you let me know why is this man starting? Why is the minutes like this for him? Am I missing something? I might got a blind spot, y'all. I might got a blind spot. Can you tell me? Is there a blind spot that I'm not seeing why they're playing him? I'd be willing to hear from any Strus fans, any guys out there. I'll take it. Let's get to your comments. Woo-woo. Let me see. Let me throw this out here. Barbara FN. Hey, I like it. If Hunter is going to play 29 to Max Strus is 22, just start him. I don't understand it. If you're going to play those minutes, if you're going to give him the minutes anyway, and he going to out-minute them, and he going to hit shots, and he going to knock down threes, why are we not playing him to start with? It don't make no sense. I told you. See, they be thinking, man, G. Bushman, you just do too many. You're just a Duke knee-jerk. I be keeping it a buck. I be showing y'all all the time. I said that earlier. I said that during the Magic game earlier in the week. So they trying to warm his shoulders up and let him down easy. No. You go come off the bench and do what you're going to do with that. Come on now. Let's see. Brody's bottom line. Appreciate the super chat, my man. Hunter is 1,000 or 100 times better player than Max Strus. I agree. And it's not saying that Max Strus is, and I'm not trying to kill Max Strus like he don't serve a role on the team. I'm just getting to the point where you're going to have to, you can't start him against those lineups because it's just a mismatch. You're getting people in foul trouble. People's out of rebounding because they're scrambling, trying to cover. It just don't work. Start Wade. then you can have Ty and Hunter together. I don't got a problem if you wanted to start Wade, to be honest. That's what I was saying yesterday. I don't have a problem if they wanted to start Dean Wade. If they wanted to bring Wade, he was hurt earlier, but at least Dean Wade is going to give me some solid defense. I start Wade, and you want to keep the Virginia Cavalier roommates together, Ty and Hunter. Who knows? They might have told them. And here's the thing too. I'm going to give Kenny Atkinson the benefit of the doubt. He could have came like Ty Jerome or DeAndre Hunter could have came to him and said, I'm more comfortable coming off the bench. Those are all things that you got to take consideration. Maybe DeAndre Hunter was like, look, man, I'm balling out right now. I like to come off the bench. I've been coming off the bench in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I come off the bench with Ty. That could be a whole thing, right? So to Kevin's point, how I'm trying to maneuver and finesse this thing, how I'm trying to maneuver and finesse it is I'm going to start Dean Wade, though. How I'm going to move with it. I'm going to start Dean Wade with it. Let's see what we got. Keep moving. I miss the old me. I like that name, man. Or a young lady, or either or. It's all about adjustments, something that we absolutely needed with JB couldn't do. Kenny makes the right adjustment no matter what. Hey, listen, he pulled that one quick. He's like, sure, come on back here. Hey, man. I'm reading these joints. He said Mikey soaked his pants with that contract. I don't know if he loves Strus like that, but hey, but that was terrible. Hey, listen, I need Tyvis and I need Mikey McNuggets to get their retraction statements ready to go. I need that. I need the retracted. No, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No, that's not the way this works. No. Listen, at some point when you playing at the tippy top level, you know it's gonna be broke. You know it. I know it. Max Strus knew it. DeAndre Hunter knew it. Tatum Ben knew it. Jaylen Brown knew it. That was been broke from. And guess what? It was broke last year. They got beat 4-1 because they didn't have a small forward. They made the trade to go get DeAndre Hunter because they didn't have a small forward. You have one now. There we go. Facts. Hunter definitely needs to start, and fans was wondering why Tatum was busting out cheeks. Let me see. Think about it. Who had legs at the end of the game? C's weren't deep enough, and all of their scorers were too tired to get the job done. Better save the ace for the river, bro. Sometimes, listen, look, they almost, with that opening hand, they almost got us up out of here, though. Think about it. Sometimes in the playoffs, you get down by 30, it's an uphill battle. This time it worked. But if you let guys start feeling themselves, start feeling good, and they up 30, the rest of the game, you're doing this. Trying to find momentum, trying to claw it down to 10, get under the 5, you get it to 3, they hit a couple threes, they bring it back to 8. You expend a lot of energy just trying to stay in the mix with that. Saying McNuggets is a clown is foolish behavior when he's McNuggets know his stuff though. Real talk, McNuggets know his stuff. Like I joke a lot of times, but McNuggets know a lot about basketball. He played basketball in college. He got a lot of people that he played ball with that he knows coaches. He breaks down film all the time. And to be truthful, for my money, he's one of the better dudes in the market to do it, right? He talks to GMs and all these other dudes. So look, hey, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I done been wrong before, but I just do a better job of pointing out people's wrongs. I just do. I be having way too much time on my hands. I be doing a good job of I be splicing stuff together. They be like, dang, G Bush got this dude looking bad. Got him looking bad out here, bro. I just do it that's what I do. I'm him at a high level when it comes to the receipts. Like I'll be hanging out like, yeah, I got receipts for you. You better not ever say nothing about G. Bush. I got 10 receipts over here playing around with your boy. Let me see. What we got? Ray Midnight, man. For matchup purposes, you have to start Ty and Hunter 100. I see you, fam, over there. Hey, man, Ray, hey, your profile picture look like you about business. Man, you look like you about business all the time, too. Yeah, man, give me my sandwich, dog. I want my sandwich. I said no horseradish. No horseradish, dog. Playing around with me, man. And I need to tell you kids, I need that homework done immediately. Expeditiously, dog. All business. I appreciate you, Ray, man. R. Mac Dog is back again. G. Bush, I wanted Jonas Valanciunas from the Wizards, who they traded for 2 second-round picks. I'm worried if Allen gets his hurt or is in foul trouble, we don't have a backup center. Let me tell you something about this, too. Your boy, man, sometimes he looks like a lion, and sometimes he looks like the lion from the Wizard of Oz. It was a little, listen, Jared Allen, I needed you to be able to step up yesterday. 4 rebounds was unacceptable. I think when they came out with that barrage, Jared Allen was done. I'm telling you, like, that's how you know the difference between really like them dudes and stars and like kind of role players that's down here. He got hit in the mouth that first time. Kidding was like, yeah, Jared ain't got it tonight. We're going to have to roll with Evan. That's why I was proud of Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley was shooting threes in crunch time. I was proud of Mobley. You know what I'm saying? A couple times I was begging for him down in the box. Give it to him. He got Derek White on his backside. Give it to him. Throw it down there, finishing him. I thought he did his thing, man. Yeah, but R-Mac Dog, I am concerned about Jared Allen a little bit, and we didn't even see Porzingis this time. It was wild, man. JTH, Cavs, Lakers in the final, biggest in the land. By the way, this is a Bengals fan too. He's a Bengals fan. You was almost cool because you like the Cavs, but you're a Bengals fan because you got Joe Burrow. You know what I'm hoping? I hope T. Higgins. Y'all, and y'all ain't got no money. You know you ain't got no money down there in Cincinnati. And listen, they lay people off in Cincinnati like federal workers, bro. They just come to the locker room. Nah. Too much waste down here. But they're like, but coach, that's T. Higgins. Nope, waste. Too much waste. We don't need these receivers. It's Jamar Chase. We need him. We need Burrow. That's it. The rest of you guys, out of here. Hendrickson, he ain't getting no money either. No money down there. I'm just playing. Don't be mad. Don't copyright strike me. But you know you ain't got no money. But I do think a Cavs-Lakers finals would be crazy. LeBron coming back to the spot. Luka, that would be wild. And by the way, I got the Cavs favored in that. If it goes down. All right. Speaking of quarterback, you set me up a little bit. Speaking of quarterback, let's get to some Browns. Yes, we're going to do some Browns. Oh, my gosh. We got to go to the Browns. Before we get to the quarterback thing, we got to start with some. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go this route, but we got to. Let me see what this is. Nope, we ain't doing that yet. Oh, here we go. The Browns do what the Browns do. I had to get to this. Let's get to this court. Before we do that, let me get a little sip of my coffee. Browns, you thought you was going to slip. No, we got y'all together. Good. He's doing all Cavs today. Going to fly through this thing. We may miss the brunt of this. No. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty, and this all comes together, again, because people think G. Bush is, I'm a doomsday prepper, or, I'm saving canned goods in the bottom with generators because I think the world is all coming to an end and it's falling. No. I just like to tell you and show you, y'all, I was kind of right. People have been hitting me up, and it all plays into one thing. We talk about it all the time. When you want to do something, right, you got to be able to do it at the highest level. And one of the things that I like to look at is this. Everything flows into everything. Unless you are planning on doing it at the highest level, don't do it at all. Everybody got respect for Kobe and the Mamba mentality. But let me just tell you how the Mamba mentality plays into what the Cleveland Browns don't really do. And we've been talking about it for a long period of time. There we go. Let me get to this. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sure I got it somewhere. Where are we at? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'll put it here. Here we go. Now this is wild because this is the type of stuff I talk about all the time. When you look at making sure you do everything to the nth degree, this plays a huge role into how people perceive your organization, how people talk about your team, how people even interact inside your organization.
Life has this cyclical nature where it's, what you do on Monday, it's fantastic, but then Tuesday is a bad day. But guess what? There's Wednesday. Yeah. So are we just supposed to live our lives like this the whole time? Versus just staying like this and understanding that it's really just a journey of evolution every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters. I've seen a lot of players, especially now, in youth basketball, dealing with that. You have players that are like bigger, faster, and stronger, and their coaches are just coaching them for results. We're just going to use your size because you're bigger than every other 12-year-old out there to dominate today. But they're not growing, right? So they're just based on that result, but they're not focused on growing this young child into becoming a better athlete. And through that, teaching them how to become a more well-rounded person. And we're missing that.
Bits and you say G. Bush once again. I'm not sure where you're going with this. I thought we were talking about the Browns and the report card. You bring up Kobe Bryant, and you bring up you got some issues with that. And I say to you this, you take a look. Oh, hold on. Are we missing anybody over there? Oh, well, we'll see. If you're having trouble on X, refresh the screen. We'll get to you. We'll get back to you. Refresh the screen really quickly. But let's get to this. So the NFL Players Association report comes out, and the Cleveland Browns receive horrible marks across the board. And one of the things that I look at is not just this year. I want to take a look at what happened last year. I want to take a look at what happened last year, because what Kobe is talking about is having consistency, right? It's people always go back to 2024 and talk about all the quarterbacks and all of the different things that they did, and 4 or 5 quarterbacks got you to the playoffs, and we're only a quarterback away. And no, when you're talking about changing the culture of something, it's not about just changing the surface level or the results, as you see. Sometimes people get the results that they want and forget about the process of how you got to those results. So when you look at the scorecard, let's take a look at this. When you were doing your thing, right? Let's take a look at your scorecard when you were supposedly doing all the right things and you made it to the playoffs. So this is your scorecard. The Cleveland Browns ranked 23rd in team ranking this year. The 2 major issues players identified as problems this year have stayed steady from the last year. Take a look at this. So that means in 2023 they were having these issues. First the team, they got a weight room. The team needs an actual weight room. Since 2020, the weight room has been situated in the indoor practice facility. The problem is compounded because the weight room takes up 15 to 20 yards of the already small indoor practice field. So first of all, when we take a look at 2020, this year coming up, this was last year's, we'll take a look at this year's. They give them an upgrade from where they were with the indoor facilities. They give them a because they did build a new indoor facility as far as training room is concerned. But my question is this: how is it that you have a billionaire and have this problem to begin with? How? Why would you, and Jimmy Haslam spends money on the players. He spends money on free agents. He does all these different things. But why would you do that and not have the ability to have a weight room that was consistent with the standards in the NFL? I don't get it. The second issue is the size of their locker room. It ranks as one of the smallest in the league, and players feel like they don't have adequate amount of personal space to simply get changed. The category grades for the Browns reflect the sentiments of his players that the club is doing just enough to create a passable experience for the players, which is with below average standards, but not doing nearly enough to create a high quality workplace environment. So a lot of people, this might be where a lot of people turn off. Oh, it's just the players complaining. Oh, it's just you play. Because here's the thing. I don't know why in a country like the United States, where workers are treated the worst out of any workers in the world, where you don't get paid leave, where they don't want to give you health insurance, where they lay you off without cause. But yet and still, when you bring these rankings up about football players, they don't see it as a workplace. They see it as a bunch of people who got a bunch of money and they don't care. So this is where people might turn off a little bit. I'm just saying that. So let's talk about that. So this was last year's grade, as you can see. Treatment of families, D-. Locker room, D+. Weight room, D. Team travel, D. Now, they did give head coach a B-. Now, I think the lowest grade is a C, but they did give Stefanski a B-, right? So let's talk about this. Let's go to this one. So now that we see what the scorecard is for that, let's take you to the scorecard for this year. Now, ask yourself, again, when you listen into consistency, are you getting better or are you getting worse? Treatment of families, a D+. Locker room, F-. Training room, D+. Training staff, C-. Team travel, D. Coach, C. This is once again, you're seeing people bring up facilities, all this good stuff. Let's drill down on the biggest one, and we'll talk about this coming up. The two biggest things that I think that people are most egregious with is treatment of family, and we'll bring this all together, or how this makes sense, or why this makes sense, or why you should care as a fan, right? So let's go to the scorecard for treatment of families. D-. There are 12 teams that do not provide their players' families with a family room at the stadium. There are 1 of 12 teams who do this. So the Cleveland Browns don't have a family room for your family to come in, to talk to wait for their family members to do whatever they need to do, to talk after a game, to gather, any of that. They're 1 of 12 teams that don't have it. Let me add, you got a billionaire owner. Billion with a B. They do not have, they do have, which is a good thing, they do provide daycare at the stadium for home games. That's a nice thing. There are two main issues. The post-game family meetup is an area in a tent in the parking lot, which is rough in the winter weather. So you telling me you're $1 billion organization, you got a meetup in a tent in a parking lot on the lake? You got a tent in the parking lot. So your grandma and your 12-month-old baby and your wife who's pregnant, or your cousin with asthma, they outside? And this is what I talk to y'all about all the time. Y'all keep telling people, well, if you just win, everything will be fine. If you just win, all the players care about is just winning. No, they're telling you right to your face what's going on. You can either realize what's going on or be naive and think that it's only from a fan's perspective. They're telling you what they care about. Yes, you have to pay me, but yes, you do have to treat my people with respect. By the way, the coaches have meeting areas where their families can congregate inside the stadium. Mind you, this is a billionaire with a B. He owns the Milwaukee Bucks. He's trying to get another stadium. And you can miss me. Well, they got to get space. Listen, when you're a billionaire, you can get all the space you want. Tear that down, put that back up. Watch this. Early in the season, the team was not allowing players who had been carted off the field with a significant injury to contact their wife or loved ones from the locker room to let them know how they were doing. That's basic. That's basic, fellas. That's basic. But I'm sure you'll tell me how bad these dudes are because they're making money. At the end of the day, that's like somebody telling your kid, your kid is sick at school, but you can't call the school to see what's up with your kid? You can't, like, this is wild. And when Myles Garrett says, hey, look, bro, there's reasons I don't want to play here. And by the way, there are multiple people who have been telling me this stuff forever. Forever. But the whole narrative is, oh, well, it's just, as long as you win, that's all they care about. No, that's the reason they come out with this stuff and put it down, right? Let's put it down in the treatment. Let's keep doing it. Now, mind you, this is wild. This is wild. This was the score of the year before. So they've already told you. They've already told you the players rate the post-game family area 5.3 out of 10. The players believe the coaches' families are treated better than the players' families. For example, the coaches' families have a post-game meetup inside the stadium while the parents and families are in the tent in the parking lot. Mind you, this is year to year. That was 2024. They got the feedback from the players. And guess what they did in 2025? Nothing. As a matter of fact, it got worse. 2024, 2025. You don't be paying attention. So miss me with all of that stuff where, our coaching staff is doing, we went to the playoffs. We went to the playoffs with 5 different quarterbacks. No, you don't start losing right now because you didn't start doing stuff. You lose over a long period of time. And if somebody tell you that they don't like the way that you treat their family members, why do you think that they're going to play hard for you? Why do you think that they're going to want to go out their way to pick up extra shifts and do all these other things and take less money to stay in Cleveland? For what? I tell people not trying to come to Cleveland to be free agents, and people get mad at me. Why? Because guess what? Keep looking. You want to look at the locker room? F-. 39% of the players feel they don't even have enough room in the locker room, which ranks 32 out of 32. 29% of the players feel the locker room size is inadequate, ranking the Browns 31 out of 32. The great part about that is this is wild, man. This is wild. These are D's. That's an F-. Let's keep talking about the training staff. D+. Training room. 79% of the Browns players feel that they have enough full-time trainers, and they rank them 27th out of 32. 68% of the players feel that they have enough full-time therapists, ranked 28 out of 32. 50% of the players feel they have enough hot tub space, 32 out of 32. 71% of the players feel they have enough cold tubs, 29 out of 32. Players report that your training room is understaffed. Since the players responded to the survey, the Browns have hired 2 additional staff members, improving the coverage to the affiliate. You got billions of dollars, bro. This is why I always talk about, show me. You say you're committed to winning. How? How are you committed to winning when year after year your players are telling you don't have adequate training room? We don't have adequate space. We don't have adequate ways to talk to our family. We don't have adequate ways that we come to a facility and we're getting a top-notch NFL experience. And all too many times, as media members, we skim over this stuff. We skim right over the top of it like it don't matter. Because this ain't juicy. This ain't no good story. We want to talk about why Myles Garrett, the fans are going to turn on him because he don't want to be here. Listen, man, y'all got to understand, to be a top-notch organization and to win, you need to win at every single level, and this stuff matters. We're going to get rid of that. Let me see. Let me get rid of that. Let's get rid of that, and we want to show you something. And I want to be clear, and I want to make sure I'm correct. So I want to look at this. Phil Knight's what is it? His net worth. Okay, let me look at that. Phil Knight. Okay, Phil Knight. Okay, he's got like 33 billion or something like that. Jimmy Haslam net worth. Okay, so what we got here. Oh, Jimmy Haslam's net worth went up. He is now at 7.1 billion. Okay, both billionaires. Let's keep it in mind. I just want to make sure that I'm comparing apples to apples. So let me give you this right. So I went and looked, and so for the people that want to talk and you say, G. Bush, man, come on, G. Bush. Like, I mean, how great do the facilities need to be? Well, let me just show you what college facilities look like. Let me show you what colleges was working with. Because again, ask yourself, does the Cleveland Browns locker room look like this? Let's check it out.
Room in the nation. Process design in this building. We got to fly around on Mr. Knight's jet and look at all the places around the country to generate some ideas and kind of come up with what we thought would be the best equipment room in the nation.
Now, Kenny, everyone loves sneakers, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone loves sneakers, and I'm seeing a wall of what would be a lot of people's holy grails.
I like to tell people, our relationship with Nike is second to none. A lot of people refer to this place as Nike University. We're blessed to, have them gift us with some shoes and take care of our athletes with some heat. The first kind of SMU retro that we did was a 2010 season, and we did that Black 9.
Now, Kenny, how have you seen recruiting actually strengthen from this initiative?
Guys come in so educated about this stuff. Social media has been a big player in that, and it really is exclusive. So it's one of those things that when guys come in here, they're like, oh, I've seen pictures of these, or I know a guy that had a pair of these. That obviously is just another feather in our cap that you come to a place like Oregon and you're taking advantage of being the #1 school for Nike.
These logos at the top. Yeah. Tell me about this.
So when they were designing the fitting room, which is, all big thanks to, a couple people. So Gallagher Design had a big part in designing this stuff. And obviously our friends at Nike. Each one of these is our mascot, the duck, just kind of roughing up, all the other teams in our conference and their mascots.
What is this chair? What is this throne?
So this throne, really, it's in honor of Phil and Penny Knight, who obviously the generosity to this program and this university is, unbelievable as far as things they've donated to athletic facilities and campus buildings. So this is our helmet room. Obviously in here, this is where we're putting together and building all the helmets. Sometimes we're working on things that are kind of top secret, or we got to work kind of ahead of everybody to make sure it's ready to go. So we don't want people to see. So we have the ability, if we need to, because there's so much glass around here, that we can fog the glass out and make sure that people can't see in here. This is kind of like an archives of cool helmets we've done over the years. They're all enclosed behind this glass, so we can't really get to them, but just to kind of showcase some of the cool stuff we've done.
What has been your favorite helmet over the years?
You know, I started in school here and way back, so my personal favorite is our throwback helmet, because that's how it looked when I first started here. So most of the stuff is started with recommendations from players, things that they wanted to see or colors they wanted to introduce, or hey, let's do some kind of a BCA game, a breast cancer awareness game. All right, and then leave it to the people up in Beaverton, and they'll come out with a full, kind of neon pink helmet and with glitter in it. It's just taking it to that next level. Getting to see it from the ground floor all the way up is really an amazing deal to watch.
By the way, shout out to Sports Dissected, because they not only give you that, but they're giving you a look into the nutrition program. Do you know at the University of Alabama, every person has their own dietitian? Do you know at the University of Alabama, they got stuff where your family members can send in home recipes? Like, hey, my grandmother used to make these collard greens. They have a person on staff, multiple chefs, that you send the recipe. Your mother send the recipe and they make it for you and deliver it to you. Do you understand that in the locker rooms at LSU, they have massage chairs? Pause. We're not talking about those, but we talk about reclining chairs that they can sleep in. They said, if we wanted to, our whole facility, in this facility, we got a whole sleeping facility. We wanted to sleep in here. Electronics second to none. And these are colleges. These are Ohio State, the Oregons, the Oklahoma States, the LSUs, the Alabamas, the Georgias. These are colleges. When your colleges are being treated higher than your pros, what type of excellence are you showing? Come on now. It's human nature. It's human nature. And it trickles down to this. The most exposing part of this is it gets to Kevin Stefanski. And I said this a couple of weeks on Twitter, and I was talking to people on Twitter, where did this come from, G. Bush? Where is all this coming from about Stefanski? And I wasn't even going to put this in here, but here's the problem I got. And I called this out a year ago. Everybody is running around putting that cape on for Stefanski is out of line. I heard somebody, I'm not naming his name, but he even tried to tell me, he told me, you know what? It was Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is the reason. I think that the Deshaun Watson reason was the reason that they got the grade that they got, G. Bush. Boy, if you don't stop playing with me, because the receipts is here. They're here. Head coach. 67% of the Browns players feel that their head coach, Kevin Stefanski, is efficient with their time, ranking 29 out of 32. Players feel that Stefanski is moderately receptive to locker room feedback on the team's needs, ranking him 30 out of 32. The only two people ranked lower than him were fired last year. Let me repeat. The only two people that were lower than him were fired last year. As a matter of fact, for some odd reason, they even have Jimmy Haslam rated 22 out of 32, C+. They give him C+. The problem with, and this happens all the time. So what I want, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is so we can put this to bed. When you tell me that Kevin Stefanski still has the locker room, no, he doesn't. He don't have it. When your best player comes out and says, I'm not playing for you no more, you told me it was because of Andrew Berry. Every time we talk about drafting, it's Andrew Berry. Every time we talk about it, you guys even have made up in your mind that it was Andrew Berry that went after Deshaun Watson. Yes, it was. We've decided. But when all accounts have been on record and off record that everybody was in lockstep with Deshaun Watson. See, I've started to see people at every single turn. Go back and watch my stuff. Kevin Stefanski has been able to skate, slide. Well, Kevin Stefanski, that was Odell Beckham Jr. That was OBJ. Baker Mayfield, that was on Baker. Hey, listen, that was on Deshaun Watson. That wasn't on Stefanski. How could Stefanski do anything? His hands are tied behind his back. He's playing with. He doesn't have any power in the organization. You was calling plays, and then you wasn't calling plays. You was calling plays until the season was done. Then you gave up play calling, and you got Dorsey up out of here. Well, that's unfair, G. Bush. It was all around bad season. But guess what? Even in the good season, Alex Van Pelt got fired. Now, and Andrew Berry ain't off the hook, and he do got to have a great draft. But today, no, Kevin Stefanski, you're not sliding anymore. Because this right here is the smoking gun. I didn't say it. A lot of people didn't say it out there. The team said it. They said it. They didn't say, oh, it was because of Deshaun Watson. No, his team said, we're ranking you the worst coach in the league. So when you say, but two-time coach of the year, everybody seems to like Kevin Stefanski in the media. I don't know if you got the Christmas card with the beard and everything on it and the golden retrievers, but I'm just giving you what the players been saying. This year, there will be no prisoners. You better draft a quarterback, and you better be serious about it, and you better get to work. You got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. And y'all can put this, go ahead. This report card, and some of y'all, this report card will go on Deshaun Watson. It's a Deshaun Watson referendum. Don't work no more. Deshaun Watson ain't coming back. Guess what? Y'all gonna have to play and figure it out. There you go. Let's keep it pushing. See, that wasn't so bad. We're gonna get some positive things here. Let's get to the let me get this. Get this up out of here. My people at. Let me get up out of here. We're gonna get to. No, we're gonna talk about this. Quarterback speed dating. Everybody talked. Every single person talked about the Cleveland Browns and the quarterbacks because the NFL Combine is here. We got about a half hour left in this show. We're going to get to this. We need some Combine talk. But before we do that, let's get to our questions, super chats, and I'm going to throw another super chat question at you right now. Let's throw this. Before we start with this, give me the quarterback who you are most impressed with at the NFL Combine. Quarterback that you were most impressed with. Now, guess what? A lot of them haven't really ran or done anything yet. I'm talking about in terms of what they said. I'm going to play some of that sound for you guys coming up here in a moment so you guys can get a check. You get a chance to hear what they say. Some of these guys, I like what they was talking about. I ain't going to lie. Let's get to the comments first. Hold on. John says, why is this information out there and no one in the organization does anything about it? Family and a 10 outside in the winter, it's a shame. Anybody that feels like this is dumb has never played at a high level. This stuff really does matter to these guys, and so players just won't come and play for Cleveland. And this is hold on. Same thing in New England. Kraft is real cheap. Patriots are ranked 31st out of 32 teams. And here's what I'm saying. Let me take this down a little bit so I can explain to a lot of different people about this, because a lot of people just don't quite understand it. And I talk about some of this stuff because when you're dealing with 18 to 30-something-year-old black men, the majority of them, right? When you talk about NFL players, I just so happen to be at one point in time 18 to 35 or 18 to 40 or whatever the case may be. And one of the things that people don't understand is you may think it's funny when it comes to, oh, well, there's, the families outside. Like, come on, you guys are millionaires. If you guys really want to conglomerate or get with your family, do that somewhere else. Or helmets. You talk about helmets and jerseys. G. Bush is about winning. Or you talk about chefs. If you got all kind of money, and listen, when you're talking about, and this is just about being aware. This is just about being aware as a business owner. When you're competing to get the best athletes, when you're competing to be at the highest level, there's certain levels of things that you have to have and amenities that you have to have if you want to compete. And it may seem dumb to you. It seem outdated to you. It may seem foreign to you. But this is what these players think about. You're like, wow, I didn't believe that they cared about Jordans and shoes and helmets and all this flash and swag. Think about it. You go to a training camp, what music is playing? Loudly, hip-hop music. When you go to these other places, they're playing hip-hop music as loud as you can blare it. The stuff they wear, the swag bags that they get, just the level of stuff they get from coming from college to the pros. And so when you are trying to win and you're trying to attract these people, these things matter. They just do. When you talk about, ask any black person, the first thing that they say is when they get drafted and they coming from single parent homes is like, hey man, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for my mom because I grew up without a dad. I want to get my brother in a better school. I want to get my sister. My sister got a disability. My mom worked 4 or 5 jobs. It's the same thing every single year. So if you kind of trying to bring these people in and you breaking it down in the middle of the locker room talking about 1, 2, 3 family, how many people do that? So when them people really thinking you family, but it's business, that's why there's a disconnect. Because you can't say 1, 2, 3 family, but your wife is out in the cold, and your kids get to hang out with you, but they people is outside. That's not family. That's business. That's telling them you are the workers. You are a worker. We pay you. We don't care nothing about the extended, where you come from, we care that you can run and jump. And so when people tune out and say, well, I'm out of here, I'm going to go, I'm going to leave, I'm going to listen, I always told people like this stream ain't for everybody. It ain't. If you want the surface topics, come get the surface and then roll out. But we talk about real things. And if you really want to be real about it, I can tell you why. I got people telling me all the time, hey, G. Bush, why do you think the players think that? Or why did so-and-so tell you that? And then I give you the answer, and then I don't want to hear it. I don't hear it. But you actually have to care about people. You actually have to do what you said you were going to do. You actually have to hold up your end of the bargain. If you're a billionaire, why would you not have your people? Why would you not be taking care of people? Why has anybody got to travel anyway? I got a facility. I got condominiums over here. It's the Browns condominiums. When your people come from out of town, they got a place to stay. If you want a practice squad and you ain't got a house, don't use all your money trying to find a crib over here. We got the practice facilities right here. We got the condominiums for you. We going to put you up right here. You don't think people would break their neck to come to work and play hard? They're like, bro, I don't even got to pay for housing. I don't got to look for my mom no hotel room. They stand in and give me a place where, yes, I want them to come in, and I got 4 tickets for any of the family members that want to come in. They got to pay for no food. They got food, beverage, and they can sit in here in the warm and come talk to their people. And what's this? The noise where you can't call your people and tell them you ain't dead? Some of you should be, and it's the problem. You don't stand up for no workers' rights. y'all better start standing up for each other, because this is a workplace just like every other workplace. And if they could treat millionaire athletes like that, what you think they're going to do to you? They ain't worried about you. So we talk real topics over here. It ain't for everybody. You know, I'm just letting you know. This feels like unnecessary tension. Does a stadium have room for these accommodations? When you're a billionaire, there's room everywhere. There's accommodations like an airport that only billionaires drive in and out right next to the stadium. They won't get rid of that. This might be too heavy for y'all. Might be too much of a heavy topic on a Saturday morning, G-Boys. Let's get to this. There are a bunch of people at the combine right now. The Browns made some news a couple of other days ago, right? And it talked about Travis Hunter. Talked about some of these moves that coming up that Travis Hunter, would I play him at receiver or running back, or excuse me, receiver or defensive back? I'll get to that. But let's do some speed dating real quick. Let's talk about these. Let's talk about these quarterbacks. Let's talk about them. Let me get this up here real quick. Here we go. Let's talk about these quarterbacks. All of them came in. All of them was hanging out. All of them had some stuff to say. We're going to take a look at some of the video footage from these conversations. And we're going to start off with Jackson Dart. I'm going to start from the bottom and come to the top. Jackson Dart. I was actually on Sports for CLE, and we were talking about some of the stuff that Jackson Dart got into. This is one of the conversations that we had talking about Jackson Dart and his comments about the Cleveland Browns.
Dart's the youngest of the quarterbacks, really young in this draft class. Played for Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. He talked about meeting with the Browns at the Combine.
Being able to sit down with them, have those visits, and really just chop it up. You know, they have a ton of talent, and I think that they're a team that's really going to have a ton of success in these next coming years. I think they're built for success now. Like I said, I've never sat on the bench before, so that would definitely be an adjustment early on, but I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think it's something that, you know, you can go into a situation and learn as much as you can. A lot of times when you're in that situation, you're playing behind a veteran quarterback who's had a ton of success and just knows a ton about the game, so you got to be a sponge. And I think that, you know, a lot of times you've seen some of the most successful quarterbacks come out of situations like that. You know, you can bring up Patrick Mahomes, you know, as of late, you know, Jordan Love. And for me, you know, I'm excited to just have the opportunity and just compete wherever I go. I know that I can make a room better, I can make a team better. So I'm just going to be a sponge in any situation that I'm in and really just try to take my game to the next level.
Again, Dart would be a guy, if they don't go quarterback at 2, you could see him trading back in, and he fits their young guy that you have. You trade back into the first round, so you got the 5th-year option. He's still really young.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. I like how he talks. You know, just something. He just seemed like I feel like I could see Tony Grossi, Dale Ryder, just talking to him at a press conference. I just feel like after the game, you know, Jackson, you came in the game and you had some success late in the game. Jerry Jeudy caught a couple of nice food. I can just imagine it. Now, look, I've been telling people early on, I said, man, Jackson Dart, man, I'm going to tell you what, he's not going to be in the second round. If you want Jackson Dart, you're going to trade up at the end of that second round, that first round to get him, because he's going to move up the charts, man. I look at him, he's not super athletic like a Milroe, but when you watch him, he's running the ball, he's evading the pocket. He has good enough legs that he can run and be a mobile threat. When you watch him throw the football, throws a beautiful deep ball, doesn't have a rocket, but he has a strong enough arm. When you watch him, you know, he's a guy that looks the part. He's a guy that when you watch him throw the football, you're like, man, I like that too. And the more you get to hear from him, like, you know, quotes like that, you know, the Jordan Love quote and not minding being on the bench for a little bit and saying, but at the same time coming out saying immediately, I ain't never sat the bench before. I like that personality. I like it. I like the way he's talking. And the fact that, listen, they prepped him well.
Yeah.
You know what they said? Hey, listen, the Cleveland Browns, you know, they're a talented team. They're built to win now. I said, oh, they prepped him. They got the notes together. Shout out to you and your PR team, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
You know what? All of them did that. You know, Cam Ward was really good. Shador was. They all won the press conferences that they had at the combine.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you. That's why we doing speed dating. See, that's the thing when you're doing speed dating. You know what I'm saying? You have you ever been on speed dates? You sit down. The first thing you're doing is you looking like, let me see what she got on. Let me see. Okay. Put together, you know, all different shape, size people. They come in, they sit down, you start talking, and they give you them first bullet points. You know, the first bullet point in any single woman. You know, I'm a free spirit. I love to enjoy traveling. I love outdoors. Staying in shape is a passion of mine. And you're like, I bet you it is. Going on vacation costs money. Is you asking me how much money I got to take you on vacation? Because I ain't got no money today. But so everybody come in, they got the right things. They got the right joints, right? I might not have the right money right now, but I got the right height. They're like, are you tall? Yeah, you know. 6'5", you know. They be like, okay, I can see something, man. We work on other stuff. But when you speed dating, you only got just enough things to accentuate the stuff that you're good at. You only got a couple minutes to just show your best traits, right? And right now, Jackson Dart, like I said, bro, I'm like, man, he sounded like, man, he sound like he gonna be the quarterback next week. But guess what? I liked what he brought to the table, but I also liked what Shador Sanders said. I liked the fact that Shador Sanders came up. He wasn't running away from it. He had the jewelry on. He talked about his dad. He talked about, listen, if you ain't trying to, he talked about the C word, the culture word. And Shador Sanders was popping off too. Let me show you what he talked about. Let me show you. Where you at? Where you at, Shador? Let me see. What was you doing?
NFL franchise and fan base expect out of Shador Sanders when he comes in and changes the culture and the path of their team?
That's the plan. If that's not what you're trying to do, don't get me. If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't get me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over, and I've done it over and over and over, so it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me.
I like that. Look, hey, Jackson Dart had an approach, but I like what Shador's approach was. He came up there like, look, hey, history repeat itself. If you're not trying to change your culture, if you're not trying to be a winner, don't pick me. I've been a winner at every place I've been. HBCUs. I've been a winner in my dad's house. I was a winner at Colorado. When I went there, they won one game before I got there. Me and Travis Hunter came there. Travis won the Heisman. I'm about to be a top 2 pick. This has never been done before. Never. No one has ever gone from HBCU and lit up D1 like that. He told me, he said, listen, Peyton didn't even do that. I said, stop. Whoa. Don't say that. Jerry Rice didn't come from the HBCU. And I said, whoa, come on now. Aaron McNair, calm down, Shador. Look what he talking about. He got the jewelry on. Man.
What can an NFL franchise and fan base expect out of Shador Sanders when he comes in and changes the culture and the path of their team?
That's the plan. If that's not what you're trying to do, don't get me. If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't get me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over, and I've done it over and over and over, so it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me.
Mm-hmm. I see you, big dog. I see you did it in your own way. He didn't shy away from it. He didn't shy away from it. He said, this is what it is. If you want that, if this is what we're gonna do. I loved it. But I knew Shador was gonna give me that. I knew what he was gonna bring me. But I know what Cam Ward was gonna bring. Cam Ward, he came on the speed date like, listen, I'm serious. This is speed date. This is the speed date that is she fine as heck, but she looked like she balanced her checkbook for fun. She ain't playing no games with you. She's serious. This is a 3-date, you meet my parents type stuff. 3 dates, I need you to do a background check. This Cam Ward came up here with a whole different dating style. Let me show you. He wasn't playing. Cam Ward wasn't playing. Where we at? Is you up there, Cam? Here we go, Cam.
I'm not no rah-rah guy. At this point in your career in the NFL, you shouldn't need somebody to motivate you every day. You got to be self-motivated. That's the type of person I am. That's the type of leader I am. So I just think, what I can bring to a franchise, no other player can bring that. It went real good. Being able to meet with the GM, finally meet the quarterbacks coaching person, the OC as well. They do an unbelievable job on offense, getting people open. They got an unbelievable offensive line. Jerry Judy's one of the best receivers in the league. So, if I'm hoping to go there, I know it'll work out good.
Cam, what is it?
Me throwing here is not going to move me in no type of way. I'm just excited to throw my pro day to, the best receiving corner in the country.
Thank you.
He came in. Was he throwing shots at Shedeur Sanders? They competitive. They frenemies. I don't got to do all that rah-rah. I don't do all that rah-rah. If you need to be in the NFL and you need to be motivated, that's your problem. That's a problem for you. That's a personal thing. I'm like, dang, Cam Ward came in like, yeah, I'm the number 1 pick. Let's talk. You see how he looking at people? Yeah, man. Offensive line is tremendous in Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy, one of the best receivers in the game. They scheme people open overnight. I met everybody there. I'm ready to go. I said, dang. Did Cam Ward already, did they talk to him? Did they let him know that he was all ready to do? This is crazy. Run that back. Run it back. Look at the confidence. Look how he's looking at people. He is mad that you're even questioning his prowess right now.
People accountable. I'm not no rah-rah guy. At this point in your career in the NFL, you shouldn't need somebody to motivate you every day. You got to be self-motivated. That's the type of person I am. That's the type of leader I am. So I just think, what I can bring to a franchise, no other player can bring that. It went real good. Being able to meet with the GM, finally meet the quarterbacks coaching person, the OC as well. They do an unbelievable job on offense, getting people open. They got an unbelievable offensive line. Jerry Judy's one of the best receivers in the league. So, if I'm hoping to go there, I know it'll work out good.
Cam, what is it?
Me throwing here is not going to move me in no type of way. I'm just excited to throw my pro day to, the best receiving corner in the country.
Thank you.
Hey, me throwing here ain't gonna phase me not one bit. We not doing none of that. It's not gonna phase me. I'm gonna do my thing regardless. This is what I like. I love watching the combine. Let me throw this question out to you too. We getting a little low on time. Let me throw this out to you. Where's my question? Give me the quarterback who you were most impressed by. What personality type you like the best? What personality type you like the best from what you've seen? You've seen 3 distinctive personalities. We speed dating. Who did you like the most? I'm going to tell you this. This is the great part about having a number 2 pick. And for what everybody wants to say, for what everybody wants to get to, this is fun to me. You know why it's fun? In a certain sense, I know that we want to be good. I know we want to be Super Bowl champs, and I know we want to always be in that mode that we're always going for it, right? But the great thing about the draft is this: there's an opportunity for you to put your stamp on the game. And look, Kevin Stefanski, he didn't get fired, right? Andrew Berry, they didn't get fired. And I've always said something when it comes to people saying a bunch of stuff. There are people out there that may not like the way I do a show. There's people out there that may not like the way the style that I deliver something, but you can't stop me because I'm going to keep doing shows. I'm going to keep trying to get better. I'm going to keep pushing the envelope. And at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is if you keep going. Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry is in a tough place. They got to keep going. Yes, it's going to be tough this year. Yes, you're going to have to hit on a lot of picks. Yes, you're going to have to do the best coaching job of your life. But you got an opportunity right now to do that. Think about it. The Cleveland Browns got an opportunity to take somebody, the best players in the draft. We're not talking about we gave up a bunch of picks for Deshaun Watson because we traded for him. We're not talking about we gave up a bunch of draft picks for Amari Cooper or somebody else somebody developed. We're not giving up a bunch of money to a bunch of these other teams to get their players that they don't want no more. I'm glad what's the name ain't on the market no more, Aaron Rodgers. I'm glad that we was never going after Matt Stafford. At some point in time, the Cleveland Browns is going to have to pitch their stake in the ground and say, I believe in that guy. And roll with it. Stand on it. At least if you pick a guy and you say, I believe in this person, y'all could develop a relationship and keep it pushing and transcend everything that we've been talking about. I know it sucks that you've been taking these L's. I do. Listen, last year was one of the worst experiences of my life. I don't want to. There were times that I didn't want to come on here or nowhere else to talk about it. And I do a blog for Bleacher Report. I do an Ultimate Browns twice a week. I do the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I was doing the Barbershop. I do all of these shows, and I got to sit here and look at it and watch these dudes have no chance to win. But the great thing about the Combine and the great thing about New Year's is there's one thing that's going to be positive. There's one person in this draft that's going to be transcendent. You don't know who it's going to be. There's one lottery ticket in this draft. There's a couple of lottery tickets in here. Somebody going to be here. Somebody going to turn out to be something that nobody thought they was going to be. That's why I'm a big proponent of saying, listen, stop telling me who's not in this draft. Stop telling me this ain't a good draft. Every single year, there's somebody in that draft that's going to hit. You keep telling Jalen Hurts he ain't no franchise quarterback. Tell that to Jalen Hurts. Tell that to Patrick Mahomes, who didn't go in the top 10. Come on now. TJ Watt ain't going in the top 10. It's somebody every single year that's going to be somebody. And you got an opportunity to pick from whatever quarterback that you got here. Hey, roll the dice. I like the energy, though. I like the energy. You know, it's a preference type thing. I think these three quarterbacks, and even you throw in Will Howard or Jalen Milroe, I think those five dudes got an opportunity to be somebody. They really do. It's just all about who they go to, what opportunities is in front of them, what molding and shaping that you can do with them, and fitting them to what you want to do. But the one thing that you're not going to do, and I'm glad that we're starting to see the steam, kind of the momentum go with this, is there's more and more people that are willing to talk quarterback at 2. There's more and more people understanding that even if they don't take one at 2, there's a possibility of them jumping back into the first round to take a quarterback later on. Because here, you're going to get 5 years of control. If you're going to take a quarterback, you might as well do it in the first round because you get to reap the benefits. If you hit on said guy, guess what you're going to be able to do? You got the 5th-year option. Why not get the most bang for your buck? And I've already said this, and I've said this early. Jackson Dart ain't going to be in the first round. It's a lot of people that's running around here thinking that Jackson Dart is going to be in the first round, and that's not a thing. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and talk to you about that real quick. Let's go ahead and play this right fast. People thinking Jackson Dart is going to be around. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Oh, the sound don't work on that. That sucks. So you're not going to remove that. But that was Todd McShay basically saying, listen, if you don't think that, there's a big difference between Shedeur Sanders and Jackson Dart, he thinks that Jackson Dart is going to be a person that moves up and is going to be somebody in the late first rounds that teams will reach for. That's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the beast. Let's get to some of your comments out here as well. What we got? We got about 6 minutes left. I'm going to donate 6 minutes, the rest of the show, to talking to the people. We almost got 2,000 people live right now. We want to thank every single person in here for rocking and rolling, man. Wherever you at, Twitter, Facebook, all the above. I appreciate you guys out here. Let's get to some of your comments. Let's get to some of these super chats as well. Barber FN. Now you gotta tell me how to say your name, man. Tatum sees Strus and is like, oh, thank God. he be looking at it like a snack. He'd be like, oh yeah, that's Tatum. He'd be like, let's get this thing going. Let me take this, and I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate everybody who donated and give and send the super chat. This is definitely a way to continue to be able to deliver this type of content on a Saturday and be able to give you the best content that we can. So we appreciate every single person that is either super chat, whether that's on my platform or that's UCSS. We appreciate that. Let me go ahead and take this down. I want to do this so you can see your comments here. So we're gonna get to a lot of comments, most comments we can. Ty Huntley, man, how you doing, my brother? I appreciate you. Howard all the way. Will Howard is a name you're gonna hear. Will Howard, based on his pro day, I think Will Howard's pro day, the pro days are going to be very big for a lot of these people because a lot of people are choosing not to throw at the combine, but I think Will Howard is a guy that can be solidly in the second round. The real RMP says Browns have to take a quarterback in the first or second. I totally agree. Jason Runyon says, take a best available player at 2 and then trade back in the first round for a quarterback. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't, if there's not a big difference in what you think between Shador or Cam Ward or Will Howard or whatever the case may be. You can get first round, you get the best player available. I would take Travis Hunter. This is wide receiver and the cornerback, and you still could get your quarterback if you move into round 1. Larry Foss says Jackson Dart will go to the Raiders at 6 if we don't take him. That's the highest I've seen him go. But I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Would not be surprised. It's cheap to get back into the first round from 33, and it's another year. I like that. Let me see. Get to a couple more. Jim Carlton, what's up? At Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I think Dart shows the personality that Stefanski wants, which worries me. Man, I like Jackson Dart. I don't know. Every time I watch his tape, it ain't nothing that just jumps all the way out at me. It's just I like the way he throws. I mean, he does a lot of things well. Karen Phillips, and man, Karen's on everything. I appreciate, man. I'm always excited to see Karen when she pops on, man. She always shows love, man. I like Dart. No more short quarterbacks for me. Hey, look, I am starting to be kind of I'm kind of be pessimistic about these quarterbacks. I don't like short quarterbacks either. And balls be getting knocked out into the line of scrimmage. DDG. With Barry, you can't go right. We can't count on him to get to make the wrong decision. Yeah, well, we're gonna see. Primetime is gonna have his big mouth, and so will his son. It just will be a distraction. I'll tell you this. To be truthful, let me tell you this. When people look at Shador Sanders, I think they think his game is like the way he talks. His game is very disciplined. He's a pocket quarterback. He makes sound decisions. He doesn't put the ball. He has a high completion percentage. The chains and jewelry is just kind of throws the perception off a little bit. Grumpy Pete says Browns wouldn't be able to handle him. Sanders is too good for the Browns. It's like the hot girl with the ugly guy. Olivia. There is a little bit to that. And I'm going to say this before. Listen. All right, Lawrence, you need to start laughing that hard, man. You be laughing too hard. All right, here's the problem. And I'm going to say this on the way out. We actually, before we just did speed dating, the Cleveland Browns, we might need to go to therapy before we go to speed dating. Because here's the problem with us. We carry so much baggage to relationships. It's crazy. Like we still got people that's still talking about Johnny Manziel. Like we've had some toxic relationships, man. Like, we may need to go to counseling first and get our minds right before we could go to speed date. Because a lot of the stuff that we attribute to these young dudes, we've taken from Baker Mayfield or taken from Deshaun Watson, or we've taken from, Johnny Manziel or Brandon Wheaton, whatever the case may be. You go all the way back to 2000. And we putting a lot of this stuff on these people. The only thing that I can tell you is I just want to have fun on Sundays. And listen, people talk about make America great again. No, make Sundays great again. Make Sundays fun again. Listen, I know we're not gonna win no games. We're not going to no Super Bowl, but guess what? I would just like to see possibly a young quarterback that shows up, that looks like he understands the game, has a good attitude, is competitive, can throw the ball, his teammates love him, coaching staff's behind him, and we can win 7-8 games and be in a lot of games. Be in some games and go down to the wire with a team like the Ravens. Be in some games where we win some games like against the Bengals that we shouldn't win. And at least remember how fun it was when at least Baker was in there, right? Baker, I give you one thing about Baker. The year that Baker opened the beer coolers, everybody loved the Browns. Everybody loved to watch the Browns because every week you knew you was going to see something exciting and you see somebody that can grow with you. Right now, the Cleveland Browns are at the point where they're trying to grow into a new stadium and the fan base ain't got nothing to latch on to. Myles Garrett is out of here. Deshaun Watson is on his 6th surgery. We don't want to retread quarterback like Kirk Cousins or whatever. We want to see a young dude the Browns say we investing in and go out there and play some exciting football. That's all I'm asking for. That's all we asking for. And if you can give me that in 2025 and 2026, you're going to have a happy G. Bush. And I guarantee you, more times than not, people are going to show up to the community lot, show up to these podcasts, show up in the chats, and still support the Browns like they do on a Saturday from 9 to 11 when they could be doing a bunch of other stuff. We all appreciate that. With that being said, we want to thank everybody who pulled up in the barbershop. We appreciate you guys, whether you're listening on Facebook, whether you listen on Twitter, whether you're listening on YouTube. We want to thank every single person out there. And as always, the barbershop is not a real place. It's a mythical space where we talk about sports, media, music, and culture. And you guys are the best part of that. We appreciate you guys stumping on with us. And we will be back same place, same time, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. next Saturday. Make sure you catch the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. If you're on the Bleacher Report app, make sure you check out the Browns Unlocked. We'll do that as well. And of course, your boy G. Bush is always in the mix. If you need the fresh cut of sports, the barbershop is the place to be. Have a good rest of your weekend. And go Cavs, go Guardians, and most importantly, go Browns. Peace.